What's your name first?
Steve.
Hi Steve, I'm Andrew.
How you going, Andrew?
What's happening?
I'm just going to pay me my new car off, first payment. It's out of date, so thought I'd fix them up.
Your first payment on the new car?
Yeah, my first car loan, the whole bit.
Yeah?
Yep.
So the first payment shouldn't be late, should it?
Yeah, well, I thought I gave my authorisation for the bank, but I got back from, I went up north for a while to fix my house up. Got back and there was this letter, so I thought I'd better pay him.
Up north where?
Up near Maroochydore.
You got a house there?
Yeah, I bought it a few years ago. I was living up there for a while.
What are you doing here in Penrith when you got a house in Maroochydore?
Well, I'm just sort of trying to get my feet back on the ground, basically.
Yeah.
I've sort of been travelling for about 8 years. So I'm just got my business started and sort of getting back on.
Got a car?
Yeah, got a ute.
Yeah.
Got rid of the hippie van. Yeah, I'm a carpenter, yeah.
Making things or repairing things? Or?
Mainly just doing renovations and just whatever's going, because I've done my apprenticeship with a big construction company, and then when I finished I decided to go out and sort of learn how to be a carpenter all over again, because it was all construction, like concrete and that.
Yeah.
And
then
you
like working with the timber?
Yeah, I love it. It took me a while to sort of get into it, but these days I really appreciate it. It keeps me fit. And bought some land when I was young, and I've been able to sort of travel the world, but buying and selling houses over the years, I've been able to, come up with the deposits all the time.
You say your mum helped you do this?
Oh, well, no, I lived with her until I was about 20, and she was always, you got to get a house and all this sort of stuff. And I sort of saved pretty hard for about 6 months, and then got some land, and it's pretty much sort of paid for itself over the years. I went to South America for a while, and I went to India for 3 months, so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I went to Europe and worked in Africa for a while. And now I just go back to Holland every year to see my son. And
you got a son in Holland. How did that happen?
Oh, it was just a European romance sort of that turned into a kid. But everything. So I mean, it sounds all sort of bizarre and everything, but it's pretty good. I mean, she's lived in Amsterdam all her life, so she's pretty open-minded, and he's cool. And I get over there every year and see him. And
how old is he now?
He'll be 6 in March. I've got to go get him a present and send it over to him now before his birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about his mum?
Yeah, we get on.
She's still on her own?
No, she's got a boyfriend.
Right.
She's had him for about 4 years now, and we get on really good. He's a really good influence on Mano. That's my son's name. And we get on pretty good. Like I get over there every year, but I can't live there. I mean, I love Australia. I love the nature and surfing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I just can't live there. So I just try and get over there every year and see him and do the right thing and send him money when I can.
And does she send you pictures of him occasionally?
Yeah. Every couple of months she sends pictures.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How did, just briefly about that affair, that romance, where did that happen? Where were you?
We were in, me and my mate, we bought a car in Amsterdam, and we were driving down to Morocco, and I met her in France, in the south of France. And we sort of just headed off straight away, and I just asked her to come with me, and she was a bit sus on that, so she declined. And then we kept running into each other, and we dropped her off at a youth hostel one day, and I just walked in and said, just come down to Spain with us, and she did, and that was it for about 9 months. And we lived in Portugal for about 6 months, and then we went back to Amsterdam, and the winter was coming, and I was getting homesick, so I left. And
did you know that she was pregnant?
No, I left and came home, and after 16 months of this adventure, I got back, and I just couldn't settle down. So about 3 months later, my mate who I was with, he actually went and joined the Croatian army, and he'd finished with that. And he said, come back to Holland, I'm going there, And then she was ringing up, and I had some building superannuation, so I cashed it in and just got over there. And
she told you that she was...
No, this was after I got back. I went back there after living in Newcastle for 3 months.
Yeah. And
we were together for a while, but it just didn't work out, because I was sort of, admittedly, getting into the local product a bit too much, and that sort of put a strain on everything. And then we'd split up, and then it was on the night that Denmark won the European Cup, and we well, one of the better words, we done it one more time, and that was it. But as soon as she told me, I knew my life changed, and I thought, I just wanted to sort of you know, get over there and sort of let him know me, you know. She rang me up the day before and said, we've got to talk, and I kind of had a feeling what she was... And she just said, I'm pregnant and I want to keep it. And then she just said she wants to keep it and she wants to do it on her own, sort of thing. So it took me a fair while to get used to that after coming from a family that stuck together through thick and thin and all that. But yeah, after about 6 months, I came home and sort of got my head together. And
so were you there for the birth?
No, I'd left about 4 months into the pregnancy because we were fighting and it was all getting really bad. And I went to Croatia to stay with my family for a while to get my head together. And then we met in Munich and we discussed about names and we discussed how it's going to be and through his life. And I agreed to try and get over there every now and then. And he's been over here for a while, for 3 months when he was 1. So
you're Croatian by
my dad's Croatian, my mum's English.
And you were born here?
Yeah, I was born in Penrith Hospital.
Right.
I just want to get this business going and just have... He wants to come over because he's allowed to come over when he's 8. And I just want to have a house here and somewhere for him to come and you know, enough money to do whatever he wants, take him around. And so, yeah, it's always there, but I'm just going to have to be patient and wait until he's old enough to come over here, you know.
Do 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 wop wa do 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 wop wa. Zij rijdt met de brommer en ik rij met de fiets. Wat een zorg en kommer. Zij heeft alles en ik niets. Had ik maar een brommer en had zij een fiets, dan zou ik haar kunnen duwen.
What are you doing up here from Melbourne?
We're up here on a holiday, to shop a docket holiday.
Do what?
A shop a docket.
Shop at Docket?
Yeah, and on the back of it was 6 days holiday for $299 at the Rest Easy Motel. And it was for $299, and that's all your meals.
Yeah.
Including a cooked breakfast.
Yeah.
And your dinner of the night.
Yeah.
But we're going on tours while we're up here every day. We're going up to the Scenic Railway today up in Blue Mountains, and we went to the caves, the Dunolan Caves yesterday,
Right.
and it was excellent.
So who's we?
Oh, my sister, she's walking up. Hi. They're with us too.
Sorry?
They're with us too on the trip.
All right.
They're all staying there, so a lot of people must look in their shop a dockets, you know, and grab a holiday because it's only cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. So have you been here before?
Oh, we went down to the Blue Mountains about 50 years ago.
Whereabouts were you born?
I was born in Collingwood.
So you're a real...
Barrack for Collingwood all my life, yes.
How are they doing?
And then I went over to live in Perth for 4 years.
Yeah.
And then I came back here to live.
Why did you go to Perth?
My husband retired from work and he wanted a change. So he got a change, he died, so I came back to Melbourne. So all my family were in Melbourne, so I thought I'd come back to Melbourne and live.
How was it like in Perth?
Lovely. I really liked it. Yeah, if he hadn't died, I'd have stayed over there. It was a beautiful place because I've got a daughter and grandkids over there. But I also have a son and a daughter here, like in Melbourne too.
He died very soon after he retired.
60 he died.
Yeah, that's very young.
Yeah. Now, when you get to my age, yes, it is young. You hear everybody say, oh, she's old, but when you get to our age...
Well, it's young to die. I mean...
I thought it was cancer. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it fairly quick? Was it?
No, he had a horrible death, Bob.
Yeah.
You know, cancer of the colon.
Nasty. That would have been a horrible time for you, but...
It was,
Did you manage to make a new life afterwards? Like when you went back to Melbourne? It would have been a big change.
Oh, it was, yes. Because, I went to started going to the football, you know, and then I started going to gymnasium classes, not to get fit or anything, but just something to do and to meet people, you know.
Did you spend a lot of time with your sister?
Yes, a lot, because she's a widow now too.
Right.
She just lost her husband 2-3 years ago. So.
Right. Had you kept in touch? Had you been close all through your lives?
Oh, yes, yes, all the time, and my brothers too.
How many brothers do you have?
2. I had 3, but I've got 2 living. Yeah.
Right.
We lost one when he was only 21. But no, my brothers are still alive over there, and they've all got family over the other side of the river, because I'm on McLeod side, and they all live down Mordialloc area and that, you know.
Yeah.
There's my sister looking happy.
This is your sister here?
Yeah.
Right. What's your name is Shirley. What's her name?
Esther.
Esther.
Etta. She doesn't like getting called Esther.
Etta.
Etta.
Are you fatalistic? You know, do you think everything was meant to happen that's happened?
No.
Just bad luck.
Yes. If anything happened, you know, well, you shouldn't have done that because it wouldn't have happened if you had done that. But no, I always think that. I don't think anything is. Do you?
I don't think so.
No.
I think everything is an accident.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And these things are meant to happen. I think. God, you know, a nursery, but I think it was up here in Sydney once. A nursery burned down with all the babies in. I thought, now why was that meant to happen?
That's right.
Yeah, or something gets a horrible death.
Yes.
And I think, why was that meant to happen? Whatever did they do to deserve a death like that? No, I don't. I think they're just accidents.
Yeah. Did you ever believe in God? Did you ever think that God made things happen?
I did once, because we were made to when we were kids.
Yeah.
I love going to the pictures.
Yeah.
We all meet up, yeah. All the sister-in-laws and everything. We meet every Tuesday over Northland in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And we go to the pictures. We'll have lunch first, and then go to the pictures, do a bit of shopping, then drive home.
And does it matter what's on at the pictures, or?
Oh, yeah. My first movie I ever saw was Gone with the Wind.
Was it?
Yeah, and I still say it was the best movie I ever saw.
Can I sit down for a sec?
Yeah, very well.
What are your dogs' names first?
Well, I'll start with the oldest one, that's
Yeah.
Bouncer. He's going on 17.
Yeah.
That's the Duke around the side.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bubbles. This is Rusty.
Right. You have favourites?
They're like kids, you can't have favourites.
I see. But so Rusty's the granddad,
No, he's the great-grandfather.
great grandfather. How long have you been here in Windsor?
I moved here in 1970, Windsor.
And you've been playing banjo since then?
No, I started playing banjo when I got arthritic shoulders when I was crane driving. Got more RSI, you know, in the shoulders.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was RSI, I thought it was in arthritis.
You thought it was old age?
Thought I was had it, yeah.
Yeah. You've been busking for how long?
Oh, since about 1983.
Right. You enjoy it?
Oh, sometimes. if you get enough to get by on, yeah. It's quite enjoyable. Yeah, oh, yes, I like. Yeah. I like meeting people.
The dogs. I mean, how much are they a part of your life?
Well, they're all I've got now.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
No friends?
What do you think?
They're pretty good
You
friends.
couldn't get a better friend, could you?
That's true.
You
That's
couldn't get a
true.
truer friend, a more loyal friend. They never leave me, never.
Yeah. But you started out with just the one?
I started with the old fella.
This is when you stopped roaming around?
At that time, I was busking Flemington markets.
Yeah.
And somebody offered me a wife for him. So I accepted it.
Offered you a what?
A wife for him.
A wife? Oh, a wife for him, not for you.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, somebody offered me a bitch, you know.
Yeah.
She turned out a beautiful bitch. She
Yeah.
got poisoned. Somebody poisoned her eventually. But
Why? Do you know why?
well, why do people poison dogs?
Yeah.
A lot of people are dog haters. A lot of people out there will run over dogs purposely, go out of their way to hit them with a car.
Gee.
I've seen it happen.
How many
You know?
kids did you have?
I had 4. I've been widowed twice. Not all kids are good, you know. Some
Yeah.
kids are good, some are not.
Right. And you had a bit of both?
Yes. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? You have one good one, bad one from each marriage. which didn't prove anything really, you know.
No.
It depends on the company they fall into when they leave, when they leave school.
Yeah.
And if you keep them out of bad company,
Yeah.
you're lucky. I was born at Horsley Park, and I'm going back 69 years ago.
Mm.
So there's no tar roads around there then.
Yeah. What were your folks doing there?
Market gardening, strange enough, yeah. My dad come off a wheat crop in Victoria.
Did you ever stray very far?
Well, when I left school, yes, I went all over the country. I've been to Perth, Cairns, I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
I ended up with 600 acres in Albany, southwest Australia, but I lost it.
How'd you lose it?
Oh, conditional purchase. My first wife didn't want to go there and live. My second wife, rather, didn't want to go and live there. It was too lonely.
Uh-huh.
So I lost it.
Did you ever see your children?
Yes, yeah. I've got a daughter that lives up at Currajong. She's from the first marriage. She's not actually mine, you know. She was the first wife's child.
Right.
She's,
You were her
she's a good girl.
stepdad.
Sorry?
You were her stepdad.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And the eldest son. My first wife, she lost, this was before the days when they could put a woman into hospital and give her a cesarean at 7 or 8 months and bring the kid out alive. She lost them at 8 months. She lost kids at 8 months. 5 of them, you know.
5 of them?
5. She had 5 times she tried for them. She loved kids and she just wanted a kid. She kept trying. Nobody told us not to until the 5th one. And they told her she had hepatitis as a kid and left her with crooked kidneys. And would let the child die inside her.
And is that what killed her?
No, I bought a brand new caravan.
Yeah.
And the sink was alive. It electrocuted her. She lived for 2 years, paralysed. I looked after her, nursed her, washed her, bathed her, fed her. And after she lost 5 kids, a strange thing she put in for an adoption, you know. Because they told her not to try anymore. And I was still down the Snowy when the letter came. And I didn't know who it was from. It was addressed to her, so I gave it to her. By this time she'd learnt to, you know, walk with a brace. And she was using her left hand and sort of talking with a slur. I could hardly understand her, you know. Very hard to understand, but she used to get impatient. And I opened the letter for her and gave it to her. She read whether it was St Margaret's Hospital had a kid there for her to adopt. She burst into tears because she knew they wouldn't give her a kid if she was a cripple. So she just gave up living then. She just got sick. Having music in me, I must have had good timing because the first time I went to a dance class, this was where they had instructors like to teach the pupils. And the very first time I went, they asked me, do I want to become an instructor? So I said, well, this is the way to get ahead. So I said, yes. But I warned them. I said, I know nothing about dancing. They said, we'll teach you, you know. Because so I learned dancing, and I fell head over turkey for a little girl there. In those days, I was very strict. I thought a lot of my religion, and I've always tried to be good and live by the golden rule, do unto others, sort of thing, you know. And she was very bigoted against the church that I was in. And, so I left. You know, I thought I better get away from this dancing, get away from her, because she was just a heartbreak, you know. So I went to Darwin driving these trucks, you know. But during the time that I was there dancing, I had one of the other girls, these were all instructors by the way, dance instructors, you know. I had one of the other girls walk up to me and tell me that so-and-so was keen on me. Another girl, you know. I wasn't keen on her, you know. I didn't even know she existed, you know. But when I went to Darwin, I remembered what this girl told me, and she was a friend, she was a good girl. I remembered what she told me. She said Doreen was stuck on me. And I get up to Darwin, then I stayed there for about 6 months, you know, working in this heat, drinking 3 gallons of water a day, driving these bloody trucks, knocking off at 10 o'clock at night and starting at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. It's a hard day when you're working like that, at bloody great trucks. And I thought, what am I doing up here in the arse end of the world? I thought it was, you know. I thought, what a disgusting place to be when there's somebody down there that loves me, you know. This is strange, you know, because when you realise what love is, and when you love somebody and you're not getting it returned, and I thought, there's somebody down there that feels that way about me. So I packed up and come back, you know, and I looked her up, and I got married. strange thing, you know.
That was Doreen.
Yeah, Doreen. Yeah, she was. I was 30 then.
Yeah.
And I liked her very much, but I didn't love her. I come to love her after I married her.
Really?
Yeah.
You proposed to her?
Oh yes, of course I did.
In the old traditional way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not on my knees.
Yeah. How long after you got back from Darwin did you propose?
Probably about a year.
Yeah. And she hadn't found anybody else while you were away?
No. She was.
She was your girl?
Yeah, she was definitely my girl. Yeah. She was beautiful. She was beautiful.
How long were you together before that terrible accident?
Only about 5 years.
Not long?
No, not long enough.
Not long enough?
No, very unfortunate. It still upsets me.
I'm sure it does.
Oh, yeah. You think, you know, you wonder why you're ever born, you know, sometimes. Yeah. You wonder what your purpose in life's for, what you're put on earth for.
Yeah.
But
But then you met somebody else.
yes, that was a mistake. I went to a Christmas party one night, New Year's Eve party, took me to the RSL at Muswellbrook, and I met this other lady. And I was so lonely, you know, and I was such an easy mark that I was just used as a stepping stone. You know.
And you didn't know it until later.
No. So that's how life turns out. You can get,
but then what happened? I mean, then she died.
Oh, well, we had 2 kids. We lost one here in Windsor, full-time boy. The doctor said he didn't want to be disturbed over his Christmas break, so he put her into the local hospital here. And he done what he called inducing the birth. He inserted an instrument to break the water, and he drew blood instead. So he just rang for an ambulance and sent her to Blacktown Hospital. She was dead by the time it got there. You know? And
the baby?
That doctor was supposed to be the best bloody doctor in the town. And that bastard died to send me a bill to kill my kid. Huh?
Do you feel that life's been unkind to you?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Well, I can't help feeling the same.
What about what you're doing? I mean, you enjoyed life day to day? Do you get a kick out of playing music?
Yes, if I never had music, I'd be in an asylum.
Keeping you sane?
Yeah, definitely.
That and the dogs?
And the dogs, yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't have kept this one, see? Because I love my dogs that much that you know, what's going to happen to him when I go?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the others, I might, well, even her, she's 8.
Yeah.
You can see how long they live. Bloody 17. She's got a long way to go from 8 to 17. I don't know whether I'll make it. But this one, I won't be around when he's still alive.
Well, we've kept you from playing and earning your bread and butter.
So what?
But it was fun talking to you.
Yeah, one day you make a quid, one day you don't.
Yeah. Good to meet you.
Yeah.